Morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are here today to commemorate East Turkestan Independence Day. First, we will start off with East Turkestan National Anthem, followed by cook prayer for martyrs and heroes of East Turkestan who sacrificed their life and blood for East Turkestan. Now for the quick prayers for all the martyrs and heroes who sacrificed their
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات وما في الأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما هو العلي العظيم آمين.
Ya Allah, bugün bizning muqaddas vatanimiz Sharq Turkiston Cumhuriyatchilik Sharq Turkiston Cumhuriyati qurilgan kun. Bu kunni bizga muborak qil. Bizni shu cumhuriyatlarni qurganlarning izbosarlaridan qil.
Amin.
Shu cumhuriyatlarni qurgan ajdodlarimizning va bizning gunohlarimizni mag'firat qil. Bizga ularga o'xshash g'ayrat, jasorat va aql farosat ato qil.
Amin.
Bizlarni mujohidlarimizdan qadrlaydigan, qadrdonlardan qil.
Amin.
İnqilobchilarimizni hurmatlaydigan vafodorlardan qil.
Amin.
Bu şanlıq günde, muşu gününü eslep, devletimiz Şarkı Türkistan'ın müstakilligini eslik keltiriş için sana dua kılıvatkan kıyırdaşlarımızın duasını icabet kıl.
Amin.
Bizning ve doğru yolga
Amin.
bizning ve doğru yolga ergeçkenlerinin günahlarımızı mağfiret kıl.
Amin.
Öz dergahından bizge bir çıkış yolu ata kıl. Bizning qaytarılıp Xitoy tajovuzlariga qarshi kurash qilib, vatanimiz Sharq Turkistonning mustaqilligini asliga keltirishimizga yordam qil.
Amin.
Bu orqali bu millatning gunohlarimizni mag'firat qil
Amin.
va yurtimizni yo'riq qil.
Amin.
Sana cheksiz hamd sana payg'ambarlarga va ergashganlarga salom bo'lsin. Amin.
Now we're going to take a quick moment of silence. Now I would like to invite Prime Minister Saleh Hudair of East Turkestan government in exile to give a speech. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are assembled here today to commemorate East Turkestan's Independence Day. The Uyghur, Kazakh, Kyrgyz, Uzbek, Tatar, and other peoples of East Turkestan rose up against Chinese imperialist occupation and declared independence as a modern republic. Exactly 87 years ago today, the first East Turkestan 1930. On April 16, 1934. 8 years later, the Second East Turkestan Republic was established again on November 12, 1944. The Turkestan Republic was once again invaded on December 22, 1949 by China, resulting in the prolonged 71 years of Chinese colonization, genocide, and occupation in East Turkestan that continues to this day. Every year, the people of East Turkestan commemorate East Turkestan's Independence Day, remembering the sacrifices of our heroic ancestors who gave their blood and lives to secure our nation's independence. Every year, our desire and efforts to regain East Turkestan's independence grow stronger as China seeks to eradicate the very existence of our country and our people. Today, millions of our people remain locked up in concentration camps, prisons, and slave labor camps. Many of them are being tortured, killed for their organs, raped, sterilized, and executed as we speak. While the remainder of our people outside the camps are constantly surveilled, harassed, and violated even in their own homes. Over 500,000 of East Turkestan's children have been forcibly separated from their families and sent to state-run orphanages and boarding schools to be raised to hate their own identity and embrace Chinese identity in its place, and ultimately loyal Chinese citizens. Millions of our innocent babies have been forcibly aborted, while hundreds of thousands of East Turkestani women have been forcibly sterilized. Tens of thousands of Uyghur and our towns, our religious places of worship, and even our cemeteries have been destroyed as China seeks to destroy every evidence that we existed. Why is this all happening? What is the cause of this? And what is the solution? Many may ask. It is because China invaded our country and that we lost our independence on December 22nd, 1949, that we are on the brink of extinction and eradication today. It is because we are the owners of the land, the owners of East Turkestan, which is new to China, into the colonial term Xinjiang, meaning the territory, which China has imposed upon us, that we are facing the darkest period in the more than 6,000 years of history of our nation. While much of the world might fear China, it is China that fears us, which is why they have for the past decade continuously made it one of their top defense goals in their national defense strategy to prevent the independence of East Turkestan. That is why they are spending hundreds of billions of dollars to colonize our country, to engage in genocide against our people, and to maintain its occupation of East Turkestan. For us, there is only one solution, and that is the restoration of East Turkestan's independence. For without independence, we will have no human rights. In fact, today, animals have more rights than we do. Without independence, we will have no freedom. Tomorrow we can't even make a phone call and hear the voices of our family members in East Turkestan. Despite living in the 21st century, without independence, we cannot even ensure our very existence. Our China is sterilizing our population, killing our people in camps and prisons for their organs, and eradicating every bit of evidence of our existence. There is no doubt what is happening in East Turkestan is a genocide. There is no doubt that the root of these atrocities is China's occupation of our homeland. And there is no doubt we will never be able to ensure and safeguard our freedoms, human rights, and very existence without restoring our independent state of East Turkestan. Today is also the one-year anniversary of my election as the Prime Minister of the East Turkestan government in exile last year on November 12, 2019. Upon swearing into office, I promised our people that my administration will strive to achieve the following objectives during our 4-year term. 1, we promised that we would ensure that the Uyghur Human Rights Act is signed into law by the United States government before the end of the first year. We can proudly say that this goal has been achieved with the signing of the Uyghur Human Rights Policy Act into law by President Trump on June 17th of this year. Secondly, we promised that we would get several countries to recognize China's atrocities in East Turkestan as a genocide. So far, this goal has been partially met with the recent designation of China's atrocities as a genocide by the Canadian Parliament on October 21st last month. Similarly, we were able to get the U.S. Senate to introduce a resolution recognizing the genocide. We are also actively working to persuade other countries across the globe to recognize the genocide as well. On July 6th of this year, we filed a formal complaint urging the International Criminal Court to investigate and prosecute Chinese officials for genocide and other crimes against humanity. This is the first time in our history to seek justice through established international law and institutions. Earlier this week, on Monday, November 9th, some 63 parliamentarians from 16 countries issued a joint statement supporting our case. We have no doubt that China and its officials will be held accountable and brought to justice for the genocide that it has been perpetrating and continues to perpetrate against East Turkestan and its people. Thirdly, we promised that we would convince the overwhelming majority of our people to return to the path of independence by the end of our first year. Almost 3 years ago, when we established the East Turkestan National Awakening Movement, many in our community were divided over the objective of our political future. In September of 2018, we launched a petition to the White House calling on the U.S. government to recognize the genocide and recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country as the first steps towards restoring our independence. Despite numerous obstacles and opposition from certain established organizations and individuals, with the support of our freedom-loving people, we were able to successfully counter their Xinjiang petition with over 108,000 signatures against 12,750. At the time I was elected as Prime Minister of the East Turkestan government in exile, there were still many who were opposed to independence. However, today, we can proudly say that at least 95% of our population in the diaspora across the world have recognized that independence is the only solution for us, and that it is achievable so long as we are dedicated and persistent. Fourth, we promise that the world, including medias, organizations, and even government, would acknowledge and recognize East Turkestan as an occupied territory by the end of our 4-year term. So far, we have been partially successful, as many media networks, think tanks, and even members of various parliaments across the world have slowly begun to acknowledge East Turkestan and the fact that it is an occupied country. We are hopeful that with the continued support of our people and foreign friends, with hard work and persistence, we will be able to deliver upon our promises much sooner than expected. Fifth, we promised our people that we would reform and strengthen the East Turkestan government in exile and achieve full recognition by the end of our term. When we came into office last year, the East Turkestan government in exile was significantly weak and largely inactive. However, over the past year, my administration has worked to strengthen and represent East Turkestan and its people in their international fora as a developing democracy. We have slowly developed good working relationships with various parliaments, organizations, and even governments across the world. We have actively promoted our people's desire to regain independence for East Turkestan. We have actively, and my administration has done more to raise the standing of the East Turkestan government in exile and the overall East Turkestan issue than all previous administrations combined. We have been actively striving to obtain recognition and support like that of our Tibetan neighbors and the Tibetan government in exile. With the support of our people, we have no doubt that we can accomplish this goal and shape the East Turkestan government in exile into a much stronger and more democratic government that is respected and recognized by the international community by the end of our term. In addition to this, with the help of our people and supporters, we launched the Voice of East Turkestan Media Network back in September of this year to spread awareness and provide information to our people and the world about East Turkestan. Of course, all of these objectives and achievements which we have made would have not been possible without the dedicated support from our diaspora community across the world. We thank all of our people across the global diaspora and the countless non-East Turkestani friends and supporters who have helped us enormously throughout the past year. It is because of their hard work, active participation, and persistence that we were able to accomplish these difficult tasks. We face and continue to face numerous obstacles and malicious efforts by China and its intelligence agents to coerce, infiltrate, influence, and undermine the East Turkestan government in exile and East Turkestan's struggle to regain its independence. However, we have full faith with the support of our people and our foreign friends, we will be able to overcome these obstacles and malicious efforts. Nothing can stop us from pursuing our right to exist as a free and independent country. We call on our people in various organizations across the diaspora to play a more active role in further strengthening our developing democracy and to continue working with us to restore our country's independence as soon as possible. We call on our friends and supporters across the world to do more as their capabilities permit to support East Turkestan and its people. We urge the international community, world leaders, governments, and individuals to put themselves in our place, even if for a moment, and hear our plea for help. What is happening in East Turkestan is something that happened to many countries previously in history, and something that can very well happen to other countries across the world today. We call on governments across the world, especially the United States government, to take action against the Holocaust of the 21st century, which is taking place in occupied East Turkestan. We call on governments to recognize China's atrocities for what it is, a genocide. We call on governments to recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country and help us through all means possible to regain our independence and put an end to China's prolonged campaign of colonization, genocide, and occupation which it has been undertaking for the past 71 years. For over 71 years, the people of East Turkestan have been yearning for freedom. They have been yearning for your help. They have been yearning for the restoration of East Turkestan's independence. If the world truly cares about human rights and stopping China's genocide and atrocities, then they must directly support East Turkestan and its people to regain their rightful place in the international community as a free and independent country. Happy East Turkestan Independence Day. Independence for East Turkestan. Long live East Turkestan. Thank you.
I would like to invite Dr. Aziz Salman to give a speech.
Assalamualaikum qarindoshlar. Oldi bilan hammamizning Cumhuriyetligiga muborak bo'lsin. Bugun bundan 87 yil muqaddam, ya'ni 1933-yil 11-oyning 12-kuni qo'limizdagi bu ayyuzoq ko'k bayroq vatanimiz Sharq Turkiston aslida ajdodlarimiz sobiq zamondan boshlanib dünya bo'yicha maydonda butun dunyoga Sharq Turkiston Islom Cumhuriyetining qurilganligini jakolagan kun. Gerçi bu tunji qatimliq Cumhuriyetimiz uzun bardosh beramagan bo'lsa-mu, xalqimiz qon kechib 11 yil kurashish jarayonida 1944-yili 11-oyning 12-kuni ikkinchi qatimliq Cumhuriyetimizni qurgan kun. Hepimiz bilgandek, bu ikki Cumhuriyetimiz gerçi uzoq bardosh beramagan bilan şu Cumhuriyetlerimizni qurgan atalarimiz bizga qo'limizda qiltayotgan shu ko'k bayroqni, davlatimizning girbini, bulutmu mustaqil, pul bo'lmaslik, hurlik engini bizga miros qoldirib ketdi. Bizning bu yerda Xitoy tajovuzlariga qarshi namoyishchilarimizning o'zi shu ajdodlarimizdan bizga qoldirib ketgan shu qarshilikdir. Bugün bizning bu Cumhuriyetning tabrikimizdan o'zi shu ajdodlarimizning o'z vaqtida Xitoy tajovuzlariga qul bo'lish yo'lini tanlamay, mustaqillik yo'lini tanlagan shu engining amriyatimizda ifodalanishdir. To'g'ri, oldimizda yo'l uzun, safar intayin mushkul. Kuchlik bo'libmi intayin qiyin. Lekin qarindoshlar, shuni unutib qolmaylik. Allah'ın yardım bilen eğer tüm kardeşlerimiz fidakarlık gösterse, bulup mu vaktimiz, elimiz, canımızı fidakarlık göstersek, inşallah bu çok günde ecdatlarımız Allah'ın bu çok gün yani 11. ayının 13. günü vatanımız Şarkı Türkistan tutukla destek durup kolumuzdaki muşu kök bayrakını, akıl tuzluk kök bayrakını destek durup Şarkı Türkistan Cumhuriyeti'nin kurulganlığını jakalaymiz. Biz Xitoyga, yani bütün dünyaya şunu bildirmekçi ki, inşallah biz vatanimizni ahire kurup çıkalayımız. Hemimizin Cumhuriyetçiliğe mübarek olsun. Rahmet.
I would like to give a small speech. Thank you all for coming today, the day of independence of East Turkestan. My name is Arjan. I was born in Urumqi, East Turkestan, where I hold citizenship and have been in exile since 4 years old. The ultimate goal of Uyghur Nation is to raise awareness of oppression from Chinese Communist Party, also known as CCP, and to regain independence as the people of East Turkestan. The actions of CCP have demonstrated injustice in basic human rights, as they have oppressed the Uyghur people and have illegally occupied our country since 1949. The CCP has banned various social media platforms and has prevented the Uyghur people from practicing their religion and values as basic international human rights allows. As China is a mass producer of goods being exported globally, they have gained a significant foothold in today's economy and is a resource for minimum wage labor. However, this labor does not come with significant costs. A great amount of goods manufactured from China is made from slave labor, where countless lives in East Turkestan are lost. As of today, the same has happened to the people of Tibet, and it will continue to expand as China continues to expand their territory. Today, I ask all the people from each nation across the world to come together and resist, boycott, divest, and sanction China. In 1945, when World War II came to an end, as we, as one human race, emphasized the atrocity of Holocaust. We collectively concluded we will never allow this to happen again. However, within 1 century, we're facing the same circumstances. Now, with the people of East Turkestan, if we allow this to continue, the rest of the world will ultimately be at the mercy of China. Be wary to those who are supportive of China, as this immoral act is solely for their selfish economical benefit and in order to push forward their own personal agenda. Beware the gravity of the situation. This very same predicament could expand globally at any exponential rate. If we do not take action for accountability now, this is the time to wake up to the world we live in with open eyes to see who really is creating this delusion in front of us. I want all people from each nation to recognize East Turkestan as illegally occupied by China CCP. I'm going to end my speech by addressing all the Uyghur nations across the globe. That all these demonstrations and the purpose of East Turkestan government exile and East Turkestan National Awakening Movement, it's not about you, me, or Saleh Hudair. It's about the people and new generation of East Turkestan suffering in East Turkestan. We have to have unity, same goal, and same purpose. This is what China CCP wants, to have clash between us, blame each other, divide us in different goals and purposes. This is like we're helping China CCP without China asking us for our help. If that's what our people want, okay, do. If that's what our people want to help China get victory, then yeah, we should keep doing what we're doing. If not, then all our parties come together, sit with the mind of understanding and discuss our differences and agree on similarity. This is not
time to be ignorant or stubborn. This is time. This is a wake-up call for all Uyghur nation and the independence for East Turkestan. May long live East Turkestan. Thank you. Stand up, America!
Stand up, America!
Stand up, America! Stand up for freedom!
Stand up for freedom!
Stand up for freedom!
Stand up for freedom!
Stand up for others!
Stand up for others!
Stand up for others!
Stand up for others!
Stand up for justice!
Stand up for justice!
Stand up for justice!
Stand up for justice!
Justice for East Turkestan!
Justice for East Turkestan!
Justice for East Turkestan!
Justice for East Turkestan!
Stand up, America!
Stand up, America!
Stand up, America! Stand up for independence!
Stand up for independence!
Stand up for independence!
Stand up for independence!
Stand independence for East Turkestan!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Stand up against China!
Stand up against China!
Stand up against China!
Stand up against China!
East Turkestan is not Shenzhen!
East Turkestan is not China!
East Turkestan is not Shenzhen!
East Turkestan is not China!
Stand up against genocide!
Stand up against genocide!
Stand up against genocide!
Stand up against genocide!
Recognize the genocide!
Recognize the genocide!
Recognize the genocide!
Recognize the genocide!
Stand up for East Turkestan!
Stand up for East Turkestan!
Stand up for East Turkestan!
Stand up for East Turkestan!
Recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country!
Recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country!
Recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country!
Recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country!
Take action now!
Take action now!
Take action now!
Take action now!
Boycott China!
Boycott China!
Boycott China!
Boycott China!
Silence China!
Silence China!
Silence China!
Silence China!
Sanction China!
Sanction China!
Sanction China!
Sanction China!
Terrorist China!
Terrorist China!
Terrorist China!
Terrorist China!
Fascist China! Fascist China! Nazi China! Nazi China! Go home, China! Go home, China! 71 years is enough! 71 years is enough! China, stop the colonization! China, stop the colonization! China, stop the genocide! China, stop the genocide! China, end the occupation! China, end the occupation! China, get out of East Turkestan! China, get out of East Turkestan! We want freedom! We want freedom! We want independence! We want independence! Independence for East Turkestan! Independence for East Turkestan! Long live East Turkestan! Long live East Turkestan! Thank you.
We would like to invite Minor Madam to give us a little speech. Thank you.
Turkistan Cumhuriyeti'nin kurbanlarının 82. yeri değil. Ermenilerin içinde köpekler. Kurayın bu yüzden bir güne saygısı Turkistan vatanımızı sahip kolumuz alırız. Ben şunu ve şimdi ben.
İnşallah.
Independence for East Turkestan.
Independence for East Turkestan.
Independence for East Turkestan.
Independence for East Turkestan.
Fascist China.
Fascist China.
Fascist China.
Fascist China.
America stand by Uyghurs.
America stand by Turkestan.
Independence for East Turkestan.
Independence for East Turkestan.
Independence for East Turkestan.
Independence for East Turkestan.
America stand for Uyghurs.
America stand for Turkestan.
Recognize East Turkestan.
Recognize East Turkestan.
Recognize the genocide.
Recognize the genocide.
Recognize the genocide.
Recognize the genocide.
Take action now.
Take action now.
Take action now.
Take action now.
Boycott China.
Boycott China.
Boycott China.
Boycott China.
Sanction China.
Sanction China.
Sanction China.
Sanction China.
And made in China.
And made in China.
And made in China.
And made in China.
Do not depend on China.
Do not depend on China.
Do not depend on China.
Do not depend on China.
China threat to America.
China threat to America.
China threat to the world.
China threat to the world.
Wake up, America.
Wake up, America.
Wake up, America.
Wake up, America.
Wake up, world.
Wake up, world.
Boycott China.
Boycott China.
Sanction China.
Sanction China.
Take action now.
Take action now.
We want independence.
We want independence.
We want freedom.
We want freedom.
We want justice.
We want justice.
China, stop the genocide.
China, stop
China,
genocide.
get out of East Turkestan.
China, get out of East Turkestan.
China, get out of East Turkestan.
China, get out of East Turkestan.
China, stop 21st century genocide.
China, stop genocide.
China, stop 21st century Holocaust.
China, stop 21st century Holocaust.
China, stop organ harvesting.
China, stop organ harvesting.
China, end occupation.
China, end occupation.
Independence for East Turkestan.
Turkestan.
Independence for East Turkestan.
Independence for East Turkestan.
Recognize East Turkestan.
Recognize East Turkestan.
America stand for East Turkestan.
America stand for East Turkestan.
Take action now.
Take action now.
Take action now.
Take action now.
Boycott China.
Boycott China.
Sanction China.
Stand up, America! Stand up, America! Stand up, America! Stand up, America! Stand up for freedom! Stand up for freedom! Stand up for freedom! Stand up for freedom! Freedom forever! Freedom forever! Freedom forever! Freedom forever! Stand up for justice! Stand up for justice! Stand up for justice! Stand up for justice! Justice for East Turkestan! Justice for East Turkestan! Justice for East Turkestan! Justice for East Turkestan! Stand up, America! Stand up, America! Stand up, America! Stand up, America! Stand up for independence! Stand up for independence! Stand up for independence! Stand up for independence! Independence for East Turkestan! Independence for East Turkestan! Stand up against China! Stand up against China! Stand up against China! Stand up against China! Recognize the genocide! Recognize the genocide! Recognize the genocide! Recognize the genocide! Stand up for East Turkestan! Stand up for East Turkestan! Stand up for East Turkestan! Stand up for East Turkestan! Recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country!
Recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country.
Recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country! Take action now! Take action now! Take action now! Take action now! Boycott China! Boycott China! Boycott China! Boycott China! Divest China! Divest China! Divest China! Divest China! Sanction China! Sanction China! Sanction China! Sanction China! Terrorist China!
Terrorist China!
Terrorist China!
Terrorist China!
Fascist China!
Fascist China!
Fascist China!
Fascist China!
Nazi China!
Nazi China!
Nazi China!
Nazi China!
Go home China!
Go home China!
Go home China!
Go home China!
71 years is enough!
71 years enough!
71 years is enough!
71 years enough!
China, stop decolonization!
China stop colonization!
China, stop decolonization!
China stop the colonization!
Stop the genocide!
China stop the genocide!
China, stop the genocide!
China stop the genocide!
Occupation!
China in the occupation!
Occupation!
China in the occupation!
Turkestan!
China get out of East Turkestan!
Out of East Turkestan! We want freedom!
We want freedom!
We want freedom! We want freedom! Freedom for East Turkestan! Freedom for East Turkestan! Freedom for East Turkestan! Freedom for East Turkestan! Freedom forever! Freedom forever! Freedom forever! Freedom forever! We want independence!
We want independence!
We want independence!
We want independence!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Independence for East Turkestan!
Long live East Turkestan! Long live East Turkestan! Now we would like to invite tomorrow's illness to give a speech. Thank you.
Yeni Cumhuriyeti'nin meslek ve bu günü Türkistan Cumhuriyeti'nin meslek Türkistan bayramı Saltini yani devlet bayramı sayılan çünkü bugün bir yerden Türkistan'ın devlet bayramı var. Bugün yüzden de varlığın şey. Benim güzel Şerif Türkistan. Sen Hudi Azrail Aleyhisselam okşaysan. Senin kaçan kelağının inanır. Sevgekler sana her zaman yaptı. Büyükleri Hudi mengü kelmediğinde tuyulsa. Şerif Türkistan. Sen bizi okşaysan. Allah'ları tarafı bizi okşaysan. Niyetler bozulduğunda kaçılaman. Hayatlar baklaşkanda. Yolları birleşkende gidilen en pak, en kalan gezesin. Ey benim güzel. Sen tepsende bulmadın. Sana asilik kılgan, sen için özünü bir yaşayanmağalar tepsende buldu. Onunluk bilen senin kadiran, güzellikle hasılet açtı. Benim Şerif Türkistan'ım. Sen aşağıda kat götürüp durgan, mengü, sahnu, nurunu taktıp durgan göhersin. Meyli sen hata kollarda bul. Meyli sen hata yollarda yürü. Meyli sen karama zulmette kal. Nurun hamad, rahmet çapırdı. Seni tapıdım. Çünkü sen hakka geldin. Varlığımız Şerif Türkistan. Sen ruh, sen ten, sen toprak, giyah, zerdara, sen kan. Sende hemme, varlık güzellik mücessemleşken. Sen haris, sen vicdan, sen duruş. Sende hemme mesuliyet yüklenir. Sen insaniyetki varlık mecburiyet, güzellik, baylıklı koynuna alıp. İnsanlarının fakat vapa ve birlikini isteyen. Onun bedeliga hemme taqdim etadigan onamiz ve dadimizdir. Şərqi Türkistan, sen bizningla emas, yaqindagi qo'shningning, yer sharining yana bir tarafidagi dunyoning aminligining oshqisisan. Naqadar faxrli tuproqsan, minglarcha milyonlarcha yosh ko'zlarni o'zlariga qaratgan, dunyoga o'zining naqadar muhimligini unuta olgan alohida tuproqsan. Ey tuproq, biz endi sana osiylik qilmaymiz. Dünya seni haqqa qaytarmay anlamıyor. Bu kadın Allah'ın en ahireti müddeti. Çünkü sen olsan dünya kolay gitti. Harasetler bunu görüp gitti. Sen şundak uzman şirkçimizsin. Şerif Türkistan. Biz seni söylüyoruz. 2019 yılı 23. ay. Cumhur sanmadı. Tamamlar.
Now I would like to invite Tahir Amin to give a speech. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Sizlere başlar. Cumhuriyet Günü'ne mübarek olsun. Bugün dünya Kayseri'de bizim vatandaşlarımız, bizim Ataboğlu'nuz, tahminen 70 yıl burun bizim mukaddes isimimiz Şerif Türkistan topraklarında kurulan büyük Şerif Türkistan Müstakil Cumhuriyeti'ni tebrikler. Şanlık namayişlerini bizim bayrağımız şu tarafta dünyanın her Kayseri'de yapıldı. Bu önümüzdeki faxrlik yürek qallarımızı qaytadan yalqınlıqtığa qo'shal hem azaplı qayg'u kuyimizdan birligini jaslamlash. Men boya bir namoyishga keldim. Qarindoshlarimiz hech qanday bir joyni bekor qo'ymay, Xitoyning elchixonasini tortib, Amerikaniki davlat majlisini tortib, hech qanday yana bekor qo'ymay, Xitoyga kuchli bir signalni berdi. Fakat Amerikalılar emas, Yevropada, Asya devletlerinde qarindoshlarimiz Uyg'urning bir ovozini dunyoga bildiryapti. Biz mustaqil yashaymiz. Biz hur yashaymiz. Uyg'urning hur yashash, mustaqil yashash orzusi bor, huquqi bor. Biz hem şunu italaymiz, Xitoy buni dursun degan tushunmaydi. Shu faqat bir. U bo'lsa-mu Uyg'ur xalqi, Sharqiy Turkiston xalqi mustaqil bir jumhuriyat qurishni xohlaydi. Shunday bir huquqi bor, orzusi bor, ham buni qila oladi degan bor. Biz bunga ishonamiz. Bizning bu yüksek davayımızın en yukarı pallesimizin geldiğini olsa, birinci bize olan işenç. Biz kançılık aciz olaylı, kançılık az olaylı ama bizim vücudumuzdaki işenç, özümüzdeki olan talpiniş ve bunun için hareket kılış, bizim mengülük vücudumuzu lerzsiz salıdığan, Xitayga karşı hareketlendirdiğen, aman bir günü göğsümüzge, tuprağımızı kaytılan en asaslı güçtür. Biz bununla işinemiz. Şuna bir gün biz aldığan, Uygur halkı aldığan bir usul, biz vatanga to'qim qaytib boramiz, ishonch bo'lishimiz kerak, buni vazgeçmesimiz gerek, biz to'qim qaytib boramiz, bu ishonch bizga menga yor bo'lsin. Uyg'urning vujudidagi mustaqillik ruhi, hurlik ruhi ishonch bilan boshlandi, biz bu ishonch bilan yashaylik. Ishonch bo'lsin. Bu Uyg'urga berilgan ishonch. Xitoyga berilgan ishonchimiz shuki, Xitoy bilsin, bugungi dunyoda Uyg'ur tarihdagi insoniyat ishtirokidan ham yirik bilan ishtiroq. Qirg'inchilik ishtiroq. Ama biz bundan vazgeçmeyimiz. Bu kırgınçılık bizi ümitlendiremeydi. Biz de taki müstakillik geliştikçe, taki vatanımız toprakları kaytıkça güreşten yanmayılan müstakillik iradesi var. Biz Xitayga muşuk şunu veririz. Amerika halkıga ve dünyaya şuna bir şunu veririz. Bütün Uygur halkı vatandaki olsun, vatanın zıttı olsun, her kanda bir Uygur özünün topraklarda yaşaş hakkı var. Hem arzu kıldı. Dünyada her kanda bir insan, her kanda millet, her kanda bir insanın özü halığa, öz tutuqı, özünün hukuku, kanuni, dini örnek kılınған, medeniyeti icra kılınған bir büyük tutak yaşaş hakkı budur. Biz şunu Amerika hükümetine hakkı hükümetçi. Today, we live Americans in Washington, D.C. area, standing in front of United States Capitol Hill, remember and celebrate two independent states in Uyghur history. I want to give two message to our Uyghur brothers and sisters around the world and American people, American government, and the Chinese Communist Party. Number one, two independent states are not only independent states that Uyghur people established in their history. They are not. We had independent states before that. It means Uyghurs, from their first dates of birth, they had an independent countries like Orkhun Kaghanate, Karahan Kaghanate, Saidiya Kaghanate, and East Turkestan independent republics. As many other people around the world, Uyghurs have the right to live in their own great, beautiful motherland. Our message to the United States government and the people around the world who would listen to this message one day. We Uyghurs are peaceful, civilized, ancient people. We love peace. We love freedom. We respect every other nation's, their rights, their religious freedom, whoever they are, whatever they believe in. We respect them. And we deserve respect. We have a right to live as independent nations. So our independent state in the future would benefit everyone in the world because our independent state would undermine the Chinese Communist Party. The Chinese Communist Party is enemy of the world. So our independent state would help any other nations in the world. So we need your help. Our independent state is beneficial to everyone. Beneficial to everyone. My third message to Chinese Communist parties. You might be strong. You might be powerful. You might have so powerful weapons. You might have so much populations. But you are standing on the wrong side of the history. you occupied our homeland. And at this moment, you are implementing the most horrible genocide against our people. So, you will not succeed because you are wrong. Because you are a genocide perpetuator. Because you are invader. The world, every nation around the world, realizes your nature, your real face. And all of them would stand with leaders one day and fight against you. So Chinese Communist Party, stop your head. Stop killing your people. Stop genocide against our innocent brothers and sisters. And we leaders must unite, come together, and stand for independence, stand for human rights, stand for freedom. Stand with everyone who are willing to fight against Chinese Communist Party. Thank you very much.
Now, I would like to thank everyone for coming, joining us today, the Day of Independence, and long live East Turkestan. Thank you.
Long live East Turkestan!
Long live East Turkestan.
Long live East Turkestan! Long live East Turkestan! Long live East Turkestan! Thank you.